Let's all go to the movies.
Saturday night at the movies. Who cares what picture you see? When you're hugging with your baby in the last row of the balcony.
Let this be only the beginning of your study of television.
Therefore, you're not in love.
Oh, you feel differently, Joe, when someone falls in love with you? On a soft summer day with the sun setting through the trees. And your lover's arms stealing around you.
Ha! I'd like to see anyone try it.
Would you?
On December 13th, 1952, Spiroskouras and Earl Sponable witnessed film that Henri Chrétien had shot in Paris in an anamorphic system. On December 18th, they bought the rights from him. On January 20th, 1953, the original Henri Chrétien lenses arrived in Hollywood at 20th Century Fox.
I remember when we were first showing the process down at the old Fox Western Avenue studios. I believe it was in a sound stage, and they put up a screen and had a projector, and we saw the ocean liners in the harbor of New York. Just breathtaking.
On January 26th, 1953, Darryl F. Zanuck, the head of production, saw samples of footage shot with those lenses and decided at that time that the robe had to be shot in CinemaScope. 3 weeks later, on February 23rd, The Robe went into production as the first CinemaScope movie ever.
Fox offered stereophonic sound with CinemaScope that included not only left and right channels, but also a rear channel so that sound would appear to be coming from behind the audience, really putting the audience in the middle of the action.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Sound. Not that rather strange noise you just heard, but about a new system of high-fidelity reproduction called stereophonic sound. All of us have been greatly impressed by CinemaScope, the way it opened up a world of increased vision more thrilling than anything the old movies ever gave us. Stereophonic sound, used in conjunction with CinemaScope, is one of the marvels of the electronic age we live in. This is natural sound, not only because of the improved methods employed in high-fidelity recording and reproduction, but because it comes from a multiple bank of speakers placed in such a way as to cover the entire area of the large screen.
Into the carriage. Get him to Peter.
I was a publicist in the 20th Century Fox publicity department. I wrote every story about CinemaScope that introduced CinemaScope to the world. Every story, that was my assignment. And when Professor Henri Chrétien came here for publicity purposes with his wife and his secretary and his daughter, I was with him that week. We were selling CinemaScope every way we could think of.
When I was a kid, movies were square. They were 4x3. I lived in Pasadena at the time, and we had the best theater there, the Fox Theater, that was their premium one, was the Academy. And I remember going in there one Saturday to see whatever it was, and the curtains were missing, and they had this giant screen. I mean, the most giant thing I ever saw. And I asked the manager, I said, "What is that, Cinerama?" He says, "No, that's our new magic panoramic widescreen." I said, he says, "We're going to have the robe." He says, "This is just the center of it. We're going to get the rest in about 3 months." So I saw the robe on Thanksgiving weekend in Pasadena, and I went with my folks. It was sold out, so you had to wait, which was unusual in those days. So we're waiting for the film to finish, and I snuck in through the exit at the rear and looked at the screen, and I saw the biggest image I ever saw. I remember telling my folks, this is really big. It was overwhelming compared to the size screens. Screens were like 20 feet wide. Now also we have one that's 65 feet wide. It was just gigantic.
In entertainment. We refuse to settle for something secondary or something somebody claims is almost as good as CinemaScope. We believe the theater-goers of the world, if they are to continue to patronize American motion pictures, are entitled to the best.
We'll be ready in a couple of minutes, Mr. Scott.
Okay.
He'll be right there.
Well, hello. This is a very pleasant surprise. I like it. It's a new experience to talk direct to an audience, and if I have the time, I want to tell you about another new experience. We're just finishing my new picture, Stranger Wore a Gun. It's in 3D. I talked it over with my partner and producer, Harry Joe Brown. Naturally, we didn't want to be left at the post in this great new technical race in the picture industry, so we decided to go all out. 3D, stereophonic sound, and Technicolor. Now that's a mouthful.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again. I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above. The sun's in my heart and I'm ready for
From the entertainment capital of the world, produced for television by Warner Brothers.
It was a run by fruiting.
He's looking at you, kid.